Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today is a major stoke day because I'm going to be taking all of this and putting it onto this. This is the Murmur by Starling Cycles out of Bristol, UK. It is a full steel, full suspension mountain bike. Front triangle is Reynolds 853 tubing, hand built in Bristol, UK. Rear triangle is steel, built by Aura in Taiwan. So I'm gonna build this thing up. This video is basically gonna be me building it up real quick. We'll see how the build goes. Hopefully I'll be able to get a shakedown ride in tomorrow. But for now, let's just see how the build goes. So you can see here I'm prepping the head tube for installation of the headset, putting in a good layer of grease in there. It's a steel frame, so putting in some grease there in the head tube is always a good idea. The top tube and down tube are treated internally by Starling and then sealed, so don't have to do anything there. With the threaded bottom bracket on this frame, I put a liberal amount of grease in there, and I'm going to be installing a Wheels Manufacturing angular contact bearing bottom bracket. I've run these in the past and gotten good performance from them, so I'm sticking with them. The crank I'm installing I had on hand from a previous build, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it on this build. It's a Race Face Next SLG5 carbon crank. 175 millimeter length crank arms, 28 tooth chain ring. And in went the fork. This fork is an MRP Ribbon Coil fork. It's my first time being on a coil fork, so I'm really excited about that. Up above it is a Race Face Turbine R stem at 40 millimeter length, and the bar is a 1-up carbon bar at 35 millimeter rise. And I should mention that that is a Cane Creek 40 series headset. I've had good luck with this headset in the past, so it's another component that I'm just going to stick with. Okay, I haven't talked about that coil shock yet. So, Cane Creek double barrel inline coil. I'm using a progressive spring on it. Has all the knobs that you would want: high speed compression, low speed compression, high speed rebound, low speed rebound. Also has a climbing switch on it, which I think is going to be really nice for those longer climbs that we have here in California. Working on getting the drivetrain set up. I'm going with a SRAM 11-speed drivetrain. That's why I have the 28 tooth chain ring up front, 1146 cassette in the rear. I guess this is a good time to bring up the wheels. They're Stan's Baron carbon wheels. They're coming off of another bike of mine. I really like these wheels. The 36 millimeter internal width provides a nice wide platform for the Maxxis DHF up front and the Maxxis Recon in the rear. 2.6 width for both of those tires. And now after cutting the hose, I'm now bleeding the brakes. The brakes are SRAM Level Ultimates. Now you might be saying to yourself, hey, these are light trail duty XC brakes. And that's true, but I found them to provide enough stopping power for me. I'm a light rider, tend to ride light, and so I'm just gonna go with these. And if they give me enough braking power, I'll stick with them. And now, always the scariest part of a new build, cutting the steer tube. Just remember, measure twice, cut once. And before I forget, the dropper post is a bike Yoke Revive at 185 length. I've had this post in the past and loved it, and that's being controlled by a wolf tooth lever. So there it is, completed, finished, finally. Full coil. Coil fork up front, coil shock in the rear. This is midnight blue with cream decals to match the white coil. I have to say that the build was pretty straightforward because you can see the external cable routing there. It makes for a nice maintenance and nice easy build, with the exception of the dropper. Dropper cable dives in to the C-tube right there into a stainless steel little Starling fixture right there with the frame number on it, number 536. Pretty cool. And of course this is a little brace right there with some Starling cutouts on it. And Reynolds 853, of course. Murmur up to the gusset, and those are Starling cutouts in that gusset as well. I don't know if you can see it in here, but the sparkle on this midnight blue in the sun is really cool. So I'm happy about that. The bike is beautiful in person. I'm glad I went with this color scheme. Oh yeah, 73 millimeter threaded bottom bracket. So that also aids in a nice easy buildup and maintenance too down the line. You can see I put some carbon protection on a down tube there and other places around the frame just to protect it. So all in all, I'm really happy with it. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so no shakedown ride until probably a couple days from now, but that's okay. Okay, so once again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the build. I'm gonna ride this for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks at least, maybe even longer, to get a feel for it before I do a review on the ride quality. I like to give my reviews plenty of time on a bike before I make any judgments, so keep your eyes open for that. 160 up front, 140 in the rear, full coil like I mentioned. I'm pretty stoked about it. For more information on the bike, go visit starlingcycles.com. Tell you everything about them. All right, well, that wraps it up. We'll see you next time.